Happening, guys? Rules for Rebels, and this morning we are talking cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are on a fire sale this week. I wanted to make like a more polished video with some screenshots and showing you guys the charts of different cryptocurrencies so you could see literally how much stuff is down, but quite frankly I don't have time to do it today, and I thought it was more important that I get this information out to you for any of you guys who want to take advantage and buy on these dips. So you know, Bitcoin's down to like $2,200. Ethereum within the past day or two was under $200, whereas just a couple weeks ago it was over 470 bucks. I'm going to kind of go down a list of the cryptocurrencies I'm holding. I'm going to mention their current prices, and if I can remember kind of where they've been at in the last couple weeks, I'll mention those as well. I think some of the cryptocurrencies that have kind of held their value a little bit better are Litecoin has held its value pretty good. It's only down from about 52 in the past few weeks. Monero isn't doing terrible, and Dash is at 174. Where, so, you know, I mean, Dash was a little bit higher, but it seems like Dash, Monero, and Litecoin are holding their value better than some of the others. So, I mean, right now, Bitcoin's at like 23.91, Ethereum's at 204, Ripple's at 18 cents, Litecoin's at 46. I sold off most of my Litecoins at $52. If we get another dip, I'm going to buy back in. Monero, I don't have a lot, but I bought a little bit of those in because I didn't hear about them. I might buy a little bit of Zcash. I'm not currently holding that one. XEM, which is also, which is the ticker symbol for NEM, the New Economy Movement, is at 12 cents. That was at 22 cents within the past week or two. LISK, L-I-S-K, is at $1.62. That was up over $4 a few weeks back. ARK is at 43 cents. I think that might have been 60 or 80. Steem right now is at $1.29. It was actually down under $1. So any of you guys who use STEEMIT, right now would be a great time to buy either Steem or Steem dollars. I bought some Steem dollars last night for I think 94 cents. Dash is at 174. Golem is at 28 cents. Golem is not really so much of a currency as it is it's almost like you're investing in a startup technology company. And that's what I think a lot of these coins are doing to get around the SEC rules of only being able for accredited investors to invest. They're issuing coins, and I think that's what Golem is. Golem wants to basically let people rent out their data storage and or processing so that other people can buy it, and that's kind of Golem's goal. I guess it's kind of like I'm not a huge techie guy, but I guess like if it works out, it'll be a huge thing. Saya coin has a pretty good market cap for as cheap as it is. That's when a lot of people are speculating might do something. That's at 0.007 cents, so it's at 7/100th of a penny. It was at 2 cents a while back, and well, that may not seem like a difference, like 2 cents to 7/100th of a penny. You know, I mean, it's that one's down pretty big. BitShares is at 12 cents, and Ethereum Classic is at 14.97. So cryptocurrencies as a whole are down. It seems that nobody really knows the reason that they're down. I mean, I think to some extent, you know, Bitcoin had hit the highs of $3,000 and has slowly kind of come down. And I think in some sense, every cryptocurrency kind of follows Bitcoin. So I mean, if Bitcoin is down, almost everything else is going to be down. I mean, for the past few weeks, we did have the market share, the amount of trading volume of Ethereum surpassing Bitcoin. It's actually dropped well below Bitcoin. A lot of people aren't, you know, people don't really know why cryptocurrencies in general are down right now, especially Ethereum. I think Ethereum's one of the ones that's been hit hardest. It was, you know, I think it was up, what, 5,000% since the new year. And so, you know, for it to have risen up to 470, I think right now is kind of a natural pullback. The same way that when Bitcoin initially hit $1,200, it wound up pulling back to what, 200 or 300. But yeah, the entire market cap of cryptocurrencies is down, so there's less people buying into cryptocurrencies right now, which I think is kind of natural. I think there was a lot of hype around Bitcoin. You had a lot of new people buying in at like $3 grand, and if Bitcoin had kept going up, I'm sure all these new guys who got in would have been like, hey, I just made all this money, buddy, you know, telling their friends at work or their friends, hey, you got to get into this. But because Bitcoin has kind of slid back, I think a lot of the new money, as people call it, has wound up getting scared and selling off. And you also probably have people taking profits as well. But yeah, it seems like nobody really knows why the price decline right now is happening. The only thing that it seems like most people are speculating about is there's a potential fork coming up August 1st. Now, if you guys remember a couple months back, I don't know if it was like March, April, May, something like that, Bitcoin was going from like 1,200 down to like 800. back to 1100, down to 900, back to 1200, down to 800. And I'll be honest, I don't want to say I got shaken out by the talk of a fork, although it did kind of have me a little bit nervous. More than anything, I just kind of got greedy. I was seeing all these big swings and thinking, wow, I could really make some money if, you know, if rather than sitting on my coins, letting them go up and down and up and down, I could make some big money if I, you know, sold at the peak, bought back on a dip, sold at the peak, bought back on a dip. And of course, by the time I finally decided to sell at like 11, I planned on within a couple of days it going back down to 8 or 9 and I'd be able to buy back in. Unfortunately, it just went up, up, and up, and that's when we wound up hitting the 2,800, 2,900, 3,000 price point, so I was never able to get back in. And I actually made a video, you know, how I lost, I don't know, $27,000 on one stupid Bitcoin trade, which is kind of when this happened. So right now, I think the reason for the volatility is a lot of people are freaked out about this fork, and I'll admit, I'm kind of confused about like what does a fork mean for Bitcoin? Are two different coins going to be created? Like you got this BIP 148 versus USAF. Like I'm pretty knowledgeable about Bitcoins, but at the same time, like all that stuff goes way over my head. And I think to the average Bitcoin user, and especially to a lot of the new Bitcoin investors, it's kind of scary. You know, people are like, oh, well, you know, make sure your coins are in cold storage so that in the case of a fork, you can put them back on a network and then you have two coins. But then there's like all these complicated, you know, some people have tried to do this and then they're posting on Reddit about like, I can't figure out, you know, my, I just re-downloaded Electrum and it won't take my coins back in, and there's all these complicated processes you have to go through. So for somebody who's like completely new to Bitcoin, I think it can be over, you know, you got a couple grand in there, I think it can be overwhelming. Like, shit, if I don't handle my coins the right way, potentially Bitcoin splits, I wind up with the wrong coin and my money basically goes to like zero value. So I think a lot of people are kind of scared about this fork, are kind of confused about it, myself included. And I guess there's a couple important dates coming up, and you know, I'm not the foremost expert on Bitcoin by any means, so I know a lot of you guys are more knowledgeable than myself, so feel free to chime in the comment section below. But I believe there's a date of like July 21st or July 23rd when basically if we want to keep Bitcoin from forking, 51% of the miners are going to have to signal that they're going to go with this specific network. And I guess right now it's at 45%. It needs to get up to 51% for that to happen. There's a lot of fights about like which side, you know, there's basically, I guess if you go on Reddit, there's a subreddit Bitcoin and there's a subreddit BTC, and these guys are on opposite sides of this argument or which way they want Bitcoins to go. You know, if somebody can explain this more clearly than me, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. But I guess my point is, some people are saying Bitcoin could get back down into the hundreds of dollars. Other people are saying that, you know, this is a whole lot of drama over nothing, and once we get past this August 1st date, that Bitcoin's going to shoot up to $4,000 or $5,000. I think you kind of got to, you know, evaluate, why did you get into Bitcoin? Did you get into Bitcoin to make a quick flip and make a couple $100s, or did you get into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, like hoping to retire, hoping to like hit it big? And for me personally, while I do like making money, and while I am open to, you know, maybe making a couple $100 here and there swing trading, like I'm trying to retire off this stuff. Like I really have that much hope for cryptocurrencies over the next couple years, 5 years, 10 years. You know, you hear a lot of people talking about how Bitcoin, you know, could be worth $50,000 a coin, $100 a coin, $1 million a coin. And so that, I mean, that's kind of why, you know, I'm not in it to turn my 1,000 into 1,500. Like, I'm in it to turn that 1,000 into like 100,000. So kind of evaluate, like, why are you into this? Another thing to maybe think about, don't put in more than you can lose, more than you can afford to lose. So I mean, don't cash out your 401k and put it into Bitcoin, and don't put the money that you're saving for a down payment on a house into Bitcoin. You know, figure out what you're willing to lose, put that in, and you can sleep a little bit easier, regardless of what Bitcoin does. But personally, you know, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm in this hoping that it hits big. I'm not trying to make a couple $100. But yeah, cryptocurrencies, guys, they are on a fire sale this week. It's, I don't want to say it's my opinion. You know, I'm not even knowledgeable enough to really give an educated opinion. But I guess I'm banking on the fact that this August 1st date is going to pass. All this hubbub was kind of for nothing, and Bitcoin's going to shoot up in value, because that seems to be what happened last time. Last time there was talk of a fork, people were getting worried. Bitcoin prices were going down, and you know, as soon as that whole thing was kind of resolved, prices shot up to 3,000. So I'm kind of the opinion, or I guess optimistically hoping that you know, we get past this August 1st date and all the money starts pouring back in, and Bitcoin rises and the rest of the cryptocurrencies kind of float up with it. I have heard talk that even if this August 1st date goes smoothly and Bitcoin doesn't split or anything else, I guess there's also a November 1st date. I'm not really too knowledgeable about that, but I heard some people on Reddit saying that, no, you know, even if everything goes smooth in August, there is going to be a hard fork and a split in November. So if any of you guys can elaborate on that, I'd love to hear about that, and I'm sure other people would as well. But yeah, that's really the kind of cryptocurrency update, guys. Like I said, stuff I'm messing with right now is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Monero, XEM, which is also NEM, New Economy Movement, Lisk, Arc, Steem, Dash, Golem, Siacoin, BitShares, and Ethereum Classic. So some of those I've investigated, some of those I've just heard a lot of talk about, and I'm kind of basically buying a lottery ticket into there. Let me know what coins you're messing with. Let me know what coins you're optimistic about. And if anybody wants to clarify this whole BIP48, USAF, what the split is, what the fork is, what this November date is, please do it in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, talk to you later.